Hey YouTube, so yesterday I posted a video, 500 subscribers special, and again I just want to say thank you. And I was showing off a little project that I've been working on in the background, and today I think I finally finished it here to the point where I'm okay showing it. So a while ago I picked up one of these really cheap Star Wars Mandalorian figures. These are like sold at like drugstores or Kroger's or Near Me and stuff like that, like just grocery stores. They're just like kiddie versions of popular Star Wars characters. And out of the box, this is what they look like. I bought this because I wanted this helmet to put on my Black Series figure, because this helmet, even though it's on like a really cheap $3.50 toy, it actually looks really, really good. It's much closer in shape and size to the actual Mandalorian helmet on the show. It's painted really, really well. The silver's nice. So I bought one of these guys, and then I found another one, and I said, if I'm going to pop one of the helmets off in this, it might be kind of fun to see what I can do with just painting using a variety of techniques, brushes, different stuff that I've kind of watched other YouTubers do. And so I'm finally done today, and so I figured I would show it off. So the base figure out of the package, he has like no articulation. He does have a ball jointed neck, which is nice, and then he's just like 3 points of articulation. His arms can go up and down, and his waist can swivel. So it's not like he's basically a statue, but you can see he's got some really nice sculpted detail here. His armor looks nice. You know, if you looked at the underlying elements of the suit, it's not bad, right? There's obviously a complete lack of paint. His legs have no posability. But again, it's the sculpt that I was most looking at here. His cape has a nice texture to it. It's hard plastic. It doesn't flex or anything like that, but it has a nice texture to it, you know. And again, his helmet has like all the right details. The gun looks nice. His pistol, again, a lot of detail there. Just not a lot of paint to bring anything out. And so I have like a really nice Mandalorian model kit that I bought from Bandai. And like I said, I thought my process was, if I can take this junky $3.50 toy and practice some modeling techniques on it and see what I can get it to look like, then I can definitely probably start to work on the Bandai kit and have decent success. So after maybe 3 or 4 days of putzing around with this guy, this is the end result, and I'm pretty pleased. It took a while, no doubt about it. Like I said, 3 or 4 days on and off here and there, but what I did was I didn't like tape off anything or mask anything, which probably would have been a huge help in the long run. But what I did instead was just kind of wing it. And so at the hobby store, they have a lot of really nice metallizers now. And so what you do is you put down a gloss black coat. So I just use this Tester's gloss black, and I put it down over all the areas where I knew I wanted to apply the airbrushed metallizer, which in this case is a Vallejo acrylic metal color airbrush chrome. And no dilution necessary, anything like that. 18 to 20 psi is what the guy recommended. So I sort of just started by disassembling the figure, taking the head off, taking the cape off, and just gloss blacking everything except for the helmet, because the helmet I had off and he was already on my Black Series figure. So I didn't do anything to the helmet. But you can see the metallizer on the helmet already, or the coloring of the helmet is pretty good. So I kind of just sprayed the gloss black over most of the figure. Actually, first I primed him with my airbrush. So I did prime him. So I primed most of the figure with my airbrush, just using a light gray airbrush primer. Then I gloss blacked the areas that I knew I was going to put the metallizer on. And then I took the metallizer and sprayed it on. And I was pretty liberal with it. I think if it's recommended you put it on over gloss black to achieve the look you're looking for. So I did that, and then let that dry for a day or so. And then I kind of came back and I just repainted the entire figure from the ground up. So his suit was repainted with a, I think burnt umber is the color I used from Vallejo. Yep, burnt umber was the base for the suit that I used, and that turned out really well. Everything was just brushed on, essentially. The only airbrushing I did was the metallizer on his armor. And then I found a pale-ish blue for the underlayment that he wears. Again, it's not perfect. There's obviously some brush stroke areas I need to go back and check now that I'm looking at a macro view with my phone. But just a quick kind of satisfying project to see what could be done with this junky figure and turn it into a really nice figure. So a lot of detail obviously was missing on this figure in particular. His armor pads on his shins, his boots, all the little bits and bobs down here. The gun was just black. And actually the base gun being black is fine. You can chrome it later if you want. I wound up spraying it and then going back over it with a wash. And then I used some panel liner, dark gray panel liner, to kind of highlight some of the armor pieces here and bring out a little bit more detail in the crevices of the armor. The blue came out a little bright at first, so I put a black wash on it. It's probably a little strong, but it's okay. It's kind of, you know, well worn. And then again, just the dark gray panel liner on most of his armor, his Mudhorn insignia there, in between the crevices and stuff, just to let some of the detail kind of pop. Repainted the gloves, the hands, the boots. This was one of the more satisfying parts of the project, is these Tamiya weathering masters. They're like brush or dab. And what I did here was I thought, you know, being on Tatooine mostly, he's going to be around sand or light sand, and he's been in mud. So just kind of applying it to his boots, I think really helped just kind of highlight some of the detail in the boots, make them look like he's kind of been walking through various surfaces and stuff like that. So I thought that came out well, and then just a lot of detailed brush work. I'm sure I missed some spots. I'm sure there's Mandalorian aficionados out there who have his costume down to the T, like this piece right here. I don't know if I'm supposed to paint that band on his leg. My Black Series one didn't have it painted. But the gun, again, I didn't do the base of the gun in black. I just black washed it, but I had to do the handle on the gun in the brown. I probably need to get a little bit more detail in there. His Shore Trooper gloves, kind of went back over that a few times. They probably need a little bit more detail done. But again, I think it was to the point where it was ready to show off. I'm pretty proud of it. It took, like I said, a while. Kind of just a fun little dinky-dunky project. Here's the backside of him. He's got another little armor piece back there. His thermal detonator on the side. And then again, just kind of use this weathering brush to kind of go over him in a light sand color throughout the character. So just to give him that sort of worn look and dull down the shininess of the plastic here with something that just looks a little bit more real. So overall, pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. I'll probably just give it to my son. He can put it in his room or something. But for a $3.50 toy with a little bit of elbow grease and a lot of paint and I guess time, you can definitely turn this guy into something that I think is pretty cool for what you're getting. I mean, it's obviously was just a starting point for me, just to see if I had the capability and the patience to sort of take the time to really paint him and weather him and sort of ground up. I've never done a customization quite like this before. I never really painted any action figures, just little pieces here and there of their accessories or something. Like his Rising Phoenix, the Black Series Rising Phoenix pack, I really wanted to metalize with this stuff. And so I tried this first to see how it would look on this guy. When I was satisfied with that, then I did the Rising Phoenix, and it came out really nice because the Black Series one is just like a matte plastic with no shine or weathering or anything. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Any tips and tricks for future work like this? What do you guys recommend? I'm using a lot of Vallejo. I have a really junky airbrush. It's just a master airbrush that you get on Amazon. I think I found the thing for like $100 with the compressor, but the compressor is actually really nice. I actually really like that compressor. And I've heard most folks say if the compressor is not bad, you can throw away the airbrush, but I have had zero issues with the airbrush. No clogs. I clean it after every time I use it. I maintain it. It's oiled and it sprays. I mean, I don't know if it's like a perfect application, but again, I'm not an expert airbrusher. I'm just a novice. So, but again, overall, I think if you look at the comparison between these two guys, I'm pretty happy with how he came out. I think, you know, obviously my painting skills, there's a little slop here and there I need to go back and clean up. But overall, I think bringing out a lot more detail on him really makes him pop a little bit more. And again, the intent was just as a practice for moving on to like the Bandai model kits that are going to take more time and more patience. Like his bandolier here, this and under the macro lens, this doesn't look the greatest. I need to go back over that again, which I will do with some silver and just kind of touch up those areas. So, but overall, these guys do not stand well. Overall, fun little project. Kept me busy. I enjoyed it. It's highly satisfying taking something like this and kind of making it your own and giving it a little bit more detail, trying to make it more realistic. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Super Action Guy out.